Be sure to go back and watch that last creator's video. In her video, she talks a lot about how she was friends with a group of girls that basically stalked, copied her styles, and went after similar opportunities, and basically tried to copy her, everything about her and her friend's lifestyle, and even went so far as to sleep with she and her friends' ex-boyfriends. And this is exactly what I mean when I talk to you all about envy, when I talk to you guys about, even, homoeroticism among women and many other dynamics that I've talked to you all about. I think she laid it out beautifully in her post. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse, as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse and other violent crimes. So contrary to popular belief, imitation is not a high form of flattery. It's actually an indication of something that is much more sinister and pathological in most cases. But especially when you have a friend group of women and you have women that are coming in to copy you from head to toe, from how you do your makeup, how you do your hair, to what clothes you buy, to what perfume you wear, and things like that. That is a woman who is very envious of you. But there's also a fine line between admiration, envy, and pure hatred. While one moment they may actually like and admire you, there becomes a certain point in which that dynamic pivots and shifts, and it's like, well, I covet what she has. And not only do I covet what she has, but I think that what she has belongs to me, and that I should have it, and that I am more special and more deserving of whatever she has than she does. So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take credit for it. And I'm just going to mosey on about my way. And not only that, but I'll take everything else that she's had too. So I'll sleep with her boyfriend, and I'll be competitive there and try to prove to him that I'm better in bed than she ever was, and make him forget all about her. And he could sort of replace whatever he had with her with me, and only be filled with desire and admiration for me. And it's a very immature way of thinking. It's like, oh, if I put on the same outfit than she has on, that I actually start to look better than she does with that same outfit on, and that I could actually just sort of take over her entire life with making a few small changes. Never mind the fact of the work and things that actually go into it. And not to mention that people can see that you're not authentic when you do things like this. So I think people take for granted authenticity, but I guess we're living in a world of AI and all that kind of stuff. So whatever. But I think, people can also see when you take your entire personality from someone else, and it happens quite a lot. But these types of women, they covet you, your life, and everything that comes with it, without doing the work, without doing the labor. But they also feel that they should have it and take credit for it. And they also, by doing this, they show how little respect that they have for you, and what their major goal was. Their goal is to get close to you, right? Out of desire to get to know you, and what's your secret, and how did you get certain things. Meanwhile, they covet to take those things from you. I also think that there is the other side of it too, which is these women can also be secretly attracted to you as well, and want to take it as far as to sleep with you as well, all the while stabbing the knife in your back. I think a good example of this, is the movie Single White Female. I think a good example of this may have been, like, Other movies like this from the 80s, early 90s might have been like Fatal Attraction and Hand the Rocks to Cradle and things like that. But I think out of all of those, I think Single White Female is the best portrayal, especially of what this woman is talking about here in her video. In that video, she did all of the very same things. For all the young folks that watch my video, in the movie Single White Female, she cut her hair. This woman moved in first and was a roommate, but then she cut her hair. She started wearing the exact same clothes, and then she was trying to sleep with her roommate's boyfriend and essentially take over her life. This is the kind of stuff that really happens in real life. These types of women are extremely dangerous. They're psychopathic. They see nothing wrong with what they're doing, and they feel like they should have whatever they want, even if it was a part of your life, just for the simple fact that they want it. And I had originally posted this, but I, decided to edit it to make it a little bit more PC. But someone had asked on the original posting, does this also apply to mothers and things? This applies to mothers. This applies to sisters and things like that. So it's not just friend groups that can do this. It's mothers who can do this. It is sisters who can do this. Cousins, aunts, any sort of family member can also be guilty of this. Colleagues, things like that, supervisors. So anybody can be guilty of doing this. The closer the woman is to you that's doing this to you, I would say the more dangerous she is. You can also have, I think all women are doing this, but I think the closer she is, I think the more unstable and the more likely she's going to be dangerous sooner than later. But I do not recommend, having friendships or connections with women like this. I think also too, another example, you're going to see other examples of this, like when women in your life start to maybe again freak out or start to spiral, when things start happening for you, when they stop clapping for you, when you're getting your accolades, when they go out and all of a sudden, if you're a psychologist and all of a sudden they want to be a psychologist too, and then if they're overly flirtatious and things like this, when you start dating and you have your boyfriend, they're super flirty with them and things like that, and overly inappropriate. This is a good example of this type of woman. So be sure to go back and watch the last creator's post. But I wanted to, definitely chip in and give my 2 cents. But there's a lot of 80s, early 90s films that sort of portray this dynamic. Thanks so much.